Good morning friends, my name is Professor Bhavik Vakharia and I teach in iihmvasai. For today we are going to talk about this gin and different styles of it, and we are going to make two different cocktails out of it. What is gin and how it is made? How is gin made? It is almost similar to other distilled spirits like mashing, fermenting, distilling and bottling. Yes, it does not go for aging as far as the gin is concerned. Gin can be made with ingredients like rye, barley, corn. Main ingredient that is used in making the making process of gin is juniper berries, and when we talk about juniper berries, it is infused in the gin, and there are certain botanicals like coriander seeds. Some different types of roots are also used in it. Cucumbers are used in it while making the gin. So there are a lot of different ingredients that we infuse while making the gin. So friends, let's start with today's cocktail. The very first cocktail that we're going to start here is gin and tonic. So basically what we need here is we need a beautiful garnished glass that is already created with cucumber slices in it, as you can see. The very next thing that I need here would be some lime wedges. So I'll squeeze some lime wedges into it. Then I will need my bar kit. So give me a moment. And there you go. And let's start with the very first beverage. That is what we're going to do here is we're going to add 45 ml of gin into a jigger and make sure that the gin stays back. Then we're going to add some ice into it. And next what we're going to do here is we're going to pour a tonic water over it. Then give it a good stir. So the reason behind adding a cucumber slice into a glass is it will give a very nice flavor, and also the glass looks really beautiful. And there you go. So here's your first drink ready, that is the gin and tonic. So there you go guys, here's my cucumber gin and tonic. Let's taste. Cheers. So let's start with our second cocktail, that is gin and tulsi, and we also call it as GNT. So for that I'll need some of my ingredients first. So let me gather my ingredients. The very first thing that I'm going to need here is lime juice, that is a regular lime juice. Then I've already made a homemade jaggery syrup, that is basically just a warm water and some jaggery into it. And we are also going to use some part of egg white. Now using an egg white into a drink, that will give you basically a good foam and a good texture to your drink. We are using egg white here and some part of fresh tulsi, that is we also call it as a basil in English. So the glassware that we're going to use here is a fluid glass. Now very first ingredient that I'm going to use is a Tanqueray gin, that is I'm going to use again 45 ml. Now you must be wondering why always 45 ml, but the standard recipe that we always use for making the cocktails, we always make sure that there is a 45 ml of any of the spirit, and then we start adding different kinds of botanicals into it, or probably we start adding different kinds of ingredients that we are going to make for the drink. Now let's add some jaggery syrup, that is I'm going to use 20 ml of jaggery syrup. Using a 20 ml of jaggery syrup because it is way too sweeter compared to the sugar syrup. Also using some part of fresh lime. I'm going to use 30 ml of fresh lime here. And egg white into it. ठीक है. Also, before we start giving it a shake, we make sure that we add some tulsi into it. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we tap the tulsis very nicely and gently so that it will release its aroma first. Then we muddle it so that all the ingredients will blend with the tulsi and it will give it a nice flavor out of it. So let's blend our tulsi first. Okay, there you go. And with this, all of my ingredients are mixed well. Firstly, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give it a dry shake before adding ice into it. The reason behind giving it a dry shake is when we add eggs into it, eggs will need some time to, give it a good texture. So we're going to give it a good shake, 20 to 22 different shakes. Now our first dry shake is done. After completing our dry shake, we're going to make sure that we're going to add ice into it. Now what is ice going to do here is ice is going to make our drink really chilled and the texture will be again stable. So let's again give it a good shake here. And with this, our drink is almost ready to serve. Let's pour it into our fluid glass. And on the top of this, we're gonna give it a good garnish to it. So I have some tulsi roots here that I'm gonna add for my garnish. And there you go. Cheers. So guys, there's your second drink, that is gin and tulsi. It is also known as GNT. So let's taste the cocktail and let's know how it is made. Cheers guys.